This movie is based on a true story made by Lifetime, but it actually good thanks to Hannah Montana's best friend's acting. It begins with Magen, who is being interrogated by two FBI agents, wondering why she did that to her best friend Heidi. We flash back to a week ago in Austin, Texas, on December 2019, right before the pandemic. A woman named Heidi and her fiancé, Cody, are lying on their bed in deep sleep, woken up by their alarm. Their baby Emma starts to cry. Heidi goes to pick her up. Meanwhile, Magen leaves Greg a voicemail, who had gone to work earlier, telling him she wants to go see her cousin in the Woodlands because she's not feeling too great since the baby's moving around a lot. Later, Heidi and her young son Aiden playfully brush their teeth. She takes Aiden to school and tells him she loves him, which he reciprocates. Heidi drives home to take care of Emma. She soon receives a call from Cody, who says he might work late, so it's best Heidi picks up Aiden today. Meanwhile, Magen, who is profusely weeping in her car, calls Heidi to inform her she's outside her house. Magen tells her she had a terrible fight with Greg and needed to get away. Heidi steps outside with Emma to see Magen, and Magen asks her to follow her to have some coffee because she needs to talk. Heidi heads to her car to get her purse, but Magen, who seems to be acting odd, stops her and tells her she'll pay. Heidi hesitates when she can't find the car seat that's supposed to belong to Lily, Megan's newborn. Magen tells her that they haven't put it in yet. Heidi is reluctant and suggests they take her car, but Magen insists and says it'll be quick. When Heidi enters the car, Magen stares absently as if something terrible is going to happen. Later, Cody returns from work and doesn't find anyone at home, so he leaves Heidi a text. Meanwhile, Magen transfers a crying Emma into another baby carrier and drags a body bag into the trunk. Cody, who is now impatient after a few hours, notices that the diaper bag and Heidi's purse are still at home. After he leaves Heidi a voicemail, he tries to call Magen, but Magen just ignores it. Cody starts to call some of their friends, Leanne and Sarah. They both tell him they don't know where Heidi is. Meanwhile, Magen puts Emma to sleep. She stares at a picture she took with Heidi and remembers. In a flashback, Heidi comes to see Magen for a girls' night out. While they talk, Heidi asks her about Greg, and Magen tells her Greg's suddenly grown distant and they're fighting. Magen lights a cigarette and offers Heidi a puff, but she declines, saying she can't smoke because she's pregnant. Magen forces out a smile as she congratulates Heidi. In the present time, Cody goes to Aiden's school to pick him up. He apologizes to Aiden for coming late and asks his teacher if she's heard anything from Heidi, but she hasn't. When Cody and Aiden get home, Cody gets worried that Heidi still isn't back. He starts to cry. He soon places a call to the police to report that his wife and baby are missing. At Megan's home, her ex-boyfriend Greg arrives home, and she breaks the news that she went into labor this morning. Greg is shocked to hear the news, but Magen tells him to come see the baby in the crib. He's surprised that the doctors discharged her so soon. Greg carries the baby in his arms and is glad to now be a daddy. Suddenly, Magen flashes back to months ago when Greg told her that he'd like to break up because they fight a lot and he doesn't feel they're right for each other. Magen, who is in tears, checks Heidi's text about her baby scans and lies to Greg that she's pregnant. Greg, who had asked her to move out, suddenly changes his mind and asks her to stay, at least until she gives birth. This makes Magen happy, and she tries to hold Greg's hand. But Greg reminds her that they're still broken up and they'll remain in separate rooms. Later that night, a police officer comes to Cody's house and questions him about why he thinks Heidi is missing. The police officer agrees and calls for a search for a possible abduction. Soon after, Cody's dad and Sarah arrive. That night, Leanne calls Magen to ask if she's heard from Heidi, but Magen says she doesn't know where she is and has been busy taking care of her baby Lily. What a lying-ass bitch. Meanwhile, Sarah and Cody go around searching for Heidi and Emma. Sarah proposes they check one of the disposals, and Cody breaks down crying until Sarah confirms that there's nothing there. The next morning, Magen texts Cody to check on him and tells him to let her know if she can help. She informs Greg that Heidi is missing, and he tells her he's sorry to hear that. Magen looks to get some sympathy from Greg, but he still don't want to get back together with the crazy bitch. Magen flashes back to a time when she went to Heidi's place for a sleepover. She remembers breaking the news of her pregnancy to Heidi and how she almost broke the couch out of joy. Back in the present, Magen calls Leanne, who had gone to stay with Heidi's parents. Leanne tells her Heidi's parents are talking to the FBI, which startles Magen. When Leanne mentions that the FBI will want to speak to all of Heidi's friends and they're going to call her, Magen asks why Cody isn't the primary suspect. At the Austin Police Department, an FBI agent named Richards asks Heidi's parents, Leanne and Sarah, about Heidi, and if they know anyone that would hurt her, but apparently Heidi was way too nice to have any enemies. Agent Majors and Richards bring Cody in to question him, and they ask him about his relationship with Heidi. He tells them they've been fine, considering they just had a baby. Agent Richards presses him on more since usually the husband kills the wife in these situations. Cody loses his cool and shouts that he didn't do anything and was at work all morning. He tells them they're wasting time. The agents ask him if he knows anyone who may have hated Heidi, and he tells them she's not the kind of person to keep enemies. Cody says the only odd thing that happened after Emma's birth was on Heidi's delivery day, when Magen grabbed the baby from his dad, which made everyone tense. Cody says it was probably Heidi's pregnancy hormones. The next morning, Magen gets a call from Agent Majors. The agent asks how long they've been friends, and Magen says they've been friends since they were 16 and met at Bible camp. The agent also asks about her baby and the baby's father, Greg. Magen seems a bit reluctant during the whole call, but answers all the questions. When they finish, Majors says something seems off and she thinks they need to run a background check on Magen. Later, Magen has a flashback to when she, Heidi, and their friends relaxed by a lake. She recalls searching the internet for ways to fake a miscarriage. She lies to Heidi and says she has morning sickness, to which Heidi gives her some crackers and water. Heidi is happy they're both pregnant together. In the present, a search team is deployed to find Heidi and the baby. Cody tucks Aiden into bed, giving him his toys for comfort. Aiden rolls over silently. Cody, sensing Aiden's sadness, quietly begins to weep. The next morning, Greg suggests taking the baby to the doctor because her skin looks yellow and she's been crying. Magen dismisses his concerns, taking the baby away and insisting she's fine. Another flashback shows Magen receiving a package containing a fupa builder, which she then uses. Meanwhile, Agent Richards informs Majors that one of Heidi's neighbors has a garage camera. However, the angle is bad, and the license plate isn't visible, so it was sent to the tech department. Then Majors reveals that Magen was arrested last year for stealing $5,000 from her workplace. The case was dismissed due to insufficient evidence. She also shows footage of a tearful Cody on the news. Both agents suspect his emotions may be fake, and he could be trying to throw off the investigation from focusing on him, so they decide to bring him in for a lie detector test. Magen, meanwhile, checks the news about Heidi and sees a picture of them together at Heidi's baby shower, where they both appear to be heavily pregnant. In a flashback at the baby shower, Heidi marvels at Megan's growing baby bump and tries to touch it, but Magen makes an excuse to go use the bathroom. While in the bathroom, Magen overhears Leanne telling Heidi she didn't drive to the baby shower with Magen because they have nothing in common to talk about. Leanne adds that Magen is weird and is always obsessing over Heidi's life. Heidi defends Magen, saying they should just be happy for her since she's having a baby. Back at the party, Heidi stands in the spotlight, popping balloons to reveal her baby's gender. From the sidelines, Magen glares in disdain, with tears in her eyes. She recalls everything Leanne said about her and closes her eyes, imagining herself in Heidi's place, basking in the attention. In the present, Greg asks Magen why her car is parked in the backyard instead of the garage. She snaps, saying it won't start. When he offers to help, she defensively tells him to stop asking questions and leave her alone. How you expect to win him back, girl? At the station, Cody passes the lie detector test, but some results are inconclusive, which frustrates Richards. Majors approaches him with some information she found that shows that Magen owns the same car model as the one spotted near Heidi's house the day she disappeared. Richards, intrigued but cautious, tells her to find solid evidence for an arrest. The next morning, Majors reveals that Magen conducted 162 online searches about Heidi in November, which is a concerning number. 2 days after the arrest, Magen also searched for information about bodies found in dump sites. This piques Richards' interest because it seems she's trying to see if anyone has noticed. Richards tells Majors that if Heidi is indeed dead, they need stronger evidence to secure an arrest warrant and quickly save Emma. Majors agrees and proceeds to obtain Megan's cell phone records. That night, Magen hears odd footsteps and finds Greg approaching her car. He tells her he wants to check if it'll start, but she screams at him to leave it alone. He says she's psycho AF. She insists she's stressed and accuses him of judging her. Upset, Magen lights a cigarette to calm down and calls Leanne to ask about Heidi. Leanne says she's staying with Heidi's parents to support them. Leanne gives Heidi's mother, Crystal, the phone. Crystal asks about Megan's baby, Lily, and tells her she understands why Magen hasn't been able to visit. Magen, feeling the weight of her actions, tries to muffle her sobbing and ends the call. She soon goes inside to throw up. The next morning, Greg tells Magen he thinks they need to take the baby to a doctor, as neither the baby nor Magen look well. Magen defensively accuses him of doubting her ability to be a good mother. At the police department, Major speaks with a neighbor who claims to have seen Heidi and her baby get into a car with another woman on the morning she went missing. The neighbor later identifies Magen from a set of photos. Meanwhile, Magen becomes worried when Emma refuses to eat, Hearing a helicopter outside fly past the house, she panics and calls Sarah, asking why the police haven't looked into Cody, attempting to get the investigation to focus on him. As they talk, there's a knock at the door. At a store, Greg is approached by Richards and some others. They show him a picture of Emma, which he recognizes as his baby, and they bring him in for questioning. Back at Megan's house, 2 Texas Rangers, Carl and Annie, arrive for a routine wellness check on the newborn. Megan hesitates but eventually lets them in when they inform her that Hay received a call from the father's family. Carl asks several questions about where she had the baby and asks who the doctor was, but Megan doesn't give clear answers and claims her delivery was quite hazy. As they're about to leave, Annie requests to hold the baby because she's so cute. While Annie holds the baby, Carl informs about the last routine check, which is to check Megan's car to ensure the seat is comfortable for the baby. As they walk away, Annie whispers into a mic that she has the baby. Megan refuses at first but eventually leads him to it. Carl smells something foul, and upon receiving confirmation of a search warrant through the radio, he requests to open the trunk. Megan, who realizes what's going on, breaks down in tears. Carl soon opens the trunk and discovers Heidi's rotting body. Shortly after, the police swarm the scene and arrest Megan. At the hospital, Cody reunites with Emma, crying uncontrollably. In the coroner's office, Cody tells Heidi's parents and Leanne that Heidi was strangled with a dog leash. In the interrogation room, Richards and Majors ask Megan why she did it, but she simply asked for a lawyer. On February 2, 2023, Megan Firamuska pleaded guilty to killing Heidi Broussard. She was sentenced to 55 years in prison, waiving her right to appeal as part of the plea deal. This was truly a sad story. What did you guys think of this one?
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel.